What game are we watching here, guys? I've got the UCF game on right now. Actually, I want to see what this quickly. I want to see what this money line is. West Virginia apparently already up 7-0 as we start right now, and then we've got Temple up on UCF 3-0. I like UCF minus the 23. Guys, one of the things that I found interesting, I found this little data thing that you can see all the, who's betting on who. Look at the money on Temple tonight. 94% of the money on Temple plus 23.5. And UCF is wearing these really weird jerseys. These like really dark blue jerseys. I don't know. I think it's interesting. We've got money on Baylor, which doesn't surprise me at all. Yeah, I think Baylor's going to win. I see it 7-0 right now. It's a tough spot for Baylor on the road, but they are coming off the bye week. Louisiana yesterday, yeah, everyone was in on Louisiana. Louisiana was a good pick, and the under in that game apparently was a good pick as well. And then, I mean, dude, these NFL games, man, I can't do it with these NFL games. I'm not even gonna watch the NFL game, honestly. It's just what is it, the Commanders and Bears? I mean, it's horrible football. But I don't know where I want to go to. I've got all these interesting things to look at when it comes to this, and I'll show everyone how I did this, how I came up with these 18 bets. I want to see what the correlation is, if there is any correlation. Normally, like something like this where there's 18 bets, this will probably go 9-9, 10-8, 8-10. There's normally no correlation, but this is what all of the smart people, these are all the smart people bets. That's what these are. And you can tell, like this SMU, for example, what you do is you go to this, you see where the money is. Where's the SMU game? Dude, I don't even know what time SMU... Oh, here it is. It's Friday. So, like, look at this. So, the cash on SMU... The tickets are on Navy, but the cash is on SMU. So, that tells me that people with more money are betting on SMU. The overall general public is on Navy plus the 12.5. But if the smart people, they're more so picking SMU to cover, and we've got UCF. And guys, UCF, what are the live odds on that? Let me tell you, UCF is going to cover this 23-point spread. Let's see if we can get live odds on some of this stuff. Baylor plus 3.5. I think those are great odds right now. Baylor, they're still only plus 120. UCF is down to minus 24.5 to win. So it's basically the same thing. It's slightly worse. They're up 7-3. Not much is going to change. I want to check the MLB games really quick. Oh my God, Houston is up 2-0. Dude, I can't stand Houston. Did he miss that? Jesus Christ, man. They nearly always miss the extra points. Always. In college now. The NFL game... Well, I guess I can quickly go over. I want to see how the lines actually moved in these college games because I haven't been checking them. Just take a look at the ranked games. So this is really good news, I would say. This over-under going down to 50.5. I think I said under 51.5, and it's down to 50.5. I feel like with this Michigan-Penn State game, at some point, we're going to see an under hit. With the Michigan plays these games. I think Michigan is 5-0-1 when it comes to unders in terms of betting. Ole Miss minus 15. The only thing I've heard about this is there is decent money for Auburn, but I don't know, man. These SEC games, they're a mess. They're a total mess. Kansas, Oklahoma. Oklahoma is now minus 9. I'm assuming Dylan Gabriel. It just seems like. I know the quarterback for Kansas got ruled out and things like that, but it just seems like there's good value on Kansas. I don't know. Who is it? Justin Bean or whoever? What's up, bro? I saw your Were you in on, what was that, Louisiana last night? That was a good one, man. I told you that was going to win. But no, I did not stream last night. I was going to, but I just decided not to. I'm probably only going to stream till like 8 and then just go to bed. Because I can't do it with these NFL games. They're so bad. These NFL games are horrible. Iowa State, Texas. I mean, Texas is a freight train right now. I'm not betting on that. I would probably say bet Texas, man, but I wouldn't bet on it. Minnesota is down to -6.5. Yeah, I mean, they were -4 when it opened. It's gotten some significant stuff. You know, everyone's in on Minnesota. Illinois, they've had a nice run, but it's coming to an end. Do you think the Titans will win their... No, dude, I hate the Titans. The Titans have to be the most lucky team. Take a look at the Titans and their yardage. I think their red zone touchdown percentage is like 90%. That is completely unsustainable. You cannot win NFL games averaging 250 yards. Let me actually show you something on the Titans. I got a bug here. I got it. Dude, let me show you something right now on the Titans. You're going to be very upset with this when I show you this. I'm going to expose the Titans right here. Because I was in on the Commanders last week. I said they were a lock. And then they lose. Okay, whatever. But then you look at the actual game. 21-17. But no. It gets better. 21-17, they lose. 240 yards, 385. And you're losing? Titans have just gotten really lucky. The Colts are winning that division. I'm telling you, the Colts are winning that division. But, Mo Ibram playing. Illinois plus didn't even watch the second half. Yeah, dude, I mean, if you look at everyone, I even told you, I said, that's a lock. It's crazy. Who are you in on tonight? I'm in on UCF minus the 23, but nobody agrees with me if you look at the general public. You look at the line, dude, on UCF. Look at this. Temple, 94% of the cash, 60% of the tickets. And it looks like the sharps and the gurus like the over in this game. Because look at the tickets under at 93%, but the actual cash is being bet the over 46.5, and it's 7-3 right now. So, and I love Baylor right now in a live bet. I wonder what Baylor is. I think Baylor's going to win this game. It would really surprise me if Baylor lost. I mean, Baylor's plus 2.5 right now in a live bet. This over-under is down to 51.5. That's interesting. Mo Ibram is playing, at least as far as I know. They had the bye week. They wanted to rest him. He should be good to go, and I would be very surprised if he didn't play. They've got a nice 1-2 punch, but it's going to be tough for that Minnesota offense. Illinois is no joke on defense, and we've got Temple moving the ball a little bit. So this Central Florida game will be interesting. Hate how lucky they get. Happened last year too. Yeah, on Tennessee, it was just last week, dude. I was like, I cannot believe this. And then Wentz gets first and goal at the 2, but they have no timeouts, and they try forcing it into the end zone. Just a total cluster. What a mess that was. But I'm going to go back and look through all these ranked games. So, yeah, I'm thinking Michigan wins a close game. I've got Ole Miss to beat Auburn. I think I have Kansas winning. Who knows with this game? I mean, we don't know what quarterback. Well, we do know the backup for Kansas is playing. Maybe I can look something up on Dylan Gabriel. I mean, I don't even care that much, but they might have an update. Yeah, so Dylan Gabriel is back. Sooners get a giant boost with Dylan Gabriel's return. So that's why that line got bet down. Because I really should start just Googling players, and I can find injury updates. I never do that. So Dylan Gabriel is back, and that's why that line is down to 9. I don't know, man. Who knows, dude? Oklahoma is miserable to bet on. I think Texas rolls over Iowa State. Iowa State has a horrible offense. I think Minnesota wins a close one, but they cover. Well, I don't know. 6.5. I would not bet 6.5 on Minnesota. 4, okay. 4, I'll do it. Now that it's 6.5, no. I mean, UGA is going to crush Vanderbilt. The only question is, will they cover? Oh, are you kidding me? They just allowed a 3rd and 9 to Temple. That's not good for the -23. You know what? With this Alabama-Tennessee game, I'm a person. You got to prove it to me. And Alabama really hasn't proven it to me on offense. Bryce Young, the injury. I mean, Alabama could come out. They could crush them. I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and say that Tennessee wins 38-35. It's a hostile environment. Sometimes it just doesn't seem like it's your year. But I will say, guys, if you're a Tennessee fan, you've got to be completely demoralized. I saw ESPN doing a promo for the Tennessee-Alabama game or whatever, and it said if Tennessee wins, their FPI chances to make the playoff would still be lower than Alabama's because of their remaining schedule and the game versus Georgia. So if Tennessee beats Alabama, their chances of making the playoff are still lower than Alabama's because Alabama, I guess, has an easier schedule. It was crazy. TCU minus the 4. I've seen a few models that really love Oklahoma State, but I don't love Oklahoma State. I think Oklahoma State has gotten a little bit lucky if you take a look at their analytics being undefeated. NC State and Syracuse, we'll see with the quarterback situation. We'll see. I will say, guys, Syracuse is overrated by people. They're really not that good. Look at their opponents. Virginia at home, Purdue at home in a kind of a crazy game they probably should have lost. Louisville is nothing special. UConn, Wagner. These are not good teams they're facing. So I think Syracuse with the bye week, they've gotten a little bit overrated, honestly. James Madison and Georgia Southern. Loved the over 63. It's been bet up to 67. I would still take the over. I think it's going to be a very high scoring game. And I don't know. It's tough to pick against George Madison right now. Clemson, Florida State. Clemson minus the 3.5. I'm taking Florida State outright. Clemson's offense, somebody in the comments was like, oh, Clemson's averaging 40 points. I really don't care. What I'm watching from Clemson's offense, it's just there's no big plays. Watch their game against Boston College. That is not a good enough offense. It's not a top 4 offense in college football. I know they have a good defense, whatever. I don't know, man. You look, this is like Clemson's, guys, if we think Clemson is going to lose, this is really it. Look at the rest of their schedule. Home, okay, that's a noon game versus Syracuse. So, if Syracuse wins against NC State, that could be like a top 12 noon matchup. Maybe Notre Dame pulls something out of their ass. I don't think so. I think they're just so much better than, even though I like Notre Dame. And then Louisville at home, Miami at home, South Carolina at home. It's like if we want Clemson to not make the playoff, they could lose their conference championship, I guess, and get knocked out, but we would really like them to lose this game. It would be very critical. It's not like Florida State's going to do anything. They've already got 2 losses. Mississippi State and Kentucky, this line has plummeted, so I'm just going to assume Will Levis is back. This was 7. It's down to 4. I'm assuming Will Levis is back. USC and USC and Utah. SEC stays being overrated. The problem with the SEC, it's like a fucking science experiment every year. If they start the year with so many teams ranked really high, inevitably, and frickin' Temple just scored. I'll tell you what, the over is looking really good in this Temple UCF. I'm shocked at how well Temple is moving the ball against UCF. Yeah, this was not a good bet by me. But guys, with the SEC, if they start with 8 teams inside the top FPI top 25, even if those teams lose to each other, it's just going to move the teams that beat them up. It's a Bermuda Triangle. It's just like Ole Miss and Kentucky. They both suck, but when they're both ranked 15th, one of them wins. The team that wins is going to get a top 15 win when we both know both those teams are overrated. It's a science experiment. Yeah, Bama can lose this game. They will take care of business in the West and win the SEC championship. Yeah, that's why. That is why. They have like one other tough game, maybe Mississippi State. Every time I see DG, I think Dollar General. You know what? People, when they see that DG, they think of Darius Garland. That's what it is. So I don't know. Clemson isn't losing, but they'll definitely be tested. Well, dude, I just don't buy this Clemson offense. What did Clemson do against Boston? 31 points. Like, look at this, dude. This is not efficient offense. I'm sorry. 18 of 31, 220 against I guess Boston College kind of has a decent defense, and they were playing hard. I don't know, man. Who are their receivers? I know these kids are pretty high. These two kids are top 100 recruits, but it's just they haven't proven a thing. And those are the games you can lose if you're on the road and things snowball a little bit. Let's take a look at this. Baylor with a field goal. So Baylor cuts into the lead a little bit. I'm liking the under in this game, the Baylor-West Virginia game. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see if Baylor can start controlling it. Temple goes ahead. Temple play surprisingly well on offense, you know. Who would have thought that? Jesus, man. Just looking at some of these other things. The money's on the under in the Penn State-Michigan game. Again, I like the under in that one. Iowa State-Texas, the money's on Iowa State to cover the 16. So I guess people are thinking with this, wow, and the sharp money is way on the over 48.5. So that was missed by me. The general public loves the under 48. I don't know how you could love the under 48 with Texas. I mean, maybe Iowa State can hold them down. Yeah, that's good. Anytime you can get value at like 48 points with a good offense in college, I feel like that's good value. Penn State, Michigan. I mean, I like the under. The public likes the over. People are mostly betting on. I mean, I don't know a single soul that's going to take Michigan -7. I mean, even if Michigan covers, it just seems like, I mean, what's the value there? Like, if Michigan wins by 6 points, I'm going to be like, that's a good win for Michigan. I'm not going to be like, oh, they didn't cover. Like, it just seems like those teams are evenly matched to me. I do think Alabama will win versus Tennessee, mostly because their defense has played really well. And no, Alabama's defense is legit. They are. That no doubt Alabama has the most talented defense in college football. Jordan Battle, Will Anderson, Dallas Turner. They've got an elite linebackers. I mean, they've got like 3 or 4 secondary guys that are going to be first, second rounders. Think about ESPN and Disney have a deal with the SEC, and they have the highest viewership. Yeah, no, it certainly is good for business, but it's not even just that. It's also most of the elite recruits are from Alabama. They're from Georgia. They're from Florida. So they get most of the talent, and that makes the FPI rank those teams higher. And then it's a Bermuda. Even when the SEC sucks, they're still going to be number one because the FPI is inevitably going to always have them. I mean, you look at the FPI rankings right now, and I like the FPI. I love looking at those metrics. You know, it's not that I did Texas at number 4. You know, come on. I understand it's because they almost beat Alabama. That's why. But just overall, Ole Miss at number 8 is, I'm not buying it at all. LSU at number 11, man. It's just, come on. Like, goodness. LSU is above Penn State. I don't get it. That's like an egregious one. A&M is at 23 and they're 3-3 and they can't throw. I mean, come on, guys. You know, like, it's horrible. Kentucky is at 35. Okay, I respect that. Florida is at 39. I respect that. Auburn at 49. I would put them lower. I would move Arkansas up a little bit. They're low. They're really low because of their horrible metrics on defense. Guys, it's so funny to take a look at how bad. You're not going to be able to see this, but I'll move it over. Look at how bad Ohio State's special teams is. First on offense, 19th on defense, 130th on special teams. I don't think they're going to be that bad, but it is pretty crazy how bad Ohio State's special teams is right now. It's just something, if you watch the games, you will know Ohio State's special teams just fucking sucks. Do you think Texas is the most underrated team in the country? I don't think you can really ever say Texas is the most underrated team in the country. In terms of the AP poll, maybe. But I think the public perception really likes Texas. I mean, people saw what they did against Alabama with Ewers, things like that. So I would not consider them. The first thing that I think of with Texas is not underrated, you know. Maybe in terms of the AP poll because they're number 22. I can buy that, but like the general perception, people really like Texas. I think they would be undefeated now if Ewers doesn't get hurt, possibly. We've got a long run for UCF. Oh my God, the over in this game. Is that a touchdown? Oh my God. It's one of those plays where the running back gets tackled at the 1 yard line on a long run. But UCF about to go ahead 14-10. And we'll take a look at this quickly. Take a look at the live betting on this. Yeah, that over-under is shot up. And they loved the over in that game, certainly. Baylor's listed even right now. I like that bet. I like Baylor to win that game. UCF minus 20.5. There's no baseball games going on right now, I don't think. All the baseball games are over? Oh, the Yankees game, the Yankees-Guardians game got postponed. That's what it was. And now the geniuses have said, let's play it at 1 o'clock tomorrow because that's smart. Yeah, let's play the game at 1 o'clock tomorrow. That just, I don't understand that. That game should be on at, I don't know, 3 o'clock or something. Looks like there's some money on Akron, which surprises me. I don't know if you guys can see that. 52% on Akron in terms of cash, but the overall tickets are on Central Michigan. We've been liking Central Michigan minus the 13 in that one. We've been liking them. Looks like some significant money, wow, on Bowling Green to cover the 7. So that's another game that's interesting. So the public likes Miami, but the actual money is coming in on Bowling Green. Old Dominion possibly covering against Coastal Carolina. I agree with that completely. I was going to make that one of my best bets, and I might be regretting it. Coastal Carolina just has not played anyone at all. I mean, it's crazy with Coastal Carolina. I would have to look at I would like to see Coastal Carolina's schedule. Number one, they're not even inside the... Where are they? I think I passed them. Coastal Carolina. I think I'll just... I'll tell you what, UCF is kind of underrated, man. I think they are turning into one of the most underrated teams, in my opinion. They're like number 21 on... They're number 21 on the FPI. It's pretty crazy. Oklahoma, 9-point favorite, is a head-scratcher. Yeah, Dylan Gabriel is back. That's confirmed. So... Originally, I think it opened at 7, and it's been bet up. That's, people understanding that Oklahoma is significantly more talented. I mean, you look at the betting on that game, it's obvious most of the cash is going to go in on Kansas. I mean, it's just great value, even with their backup quarterback, and people are really liking the over in that game as well. But certainly, some of the sharps are going in on Oklahoma minus the 9. That's a game where it's almost too good to be true. It's like, it's so obvious. Like, Oklahoma's been so bad. How are they 9-point favorites? That's crazy. You would think maybe they would be a field goal favorite. But it's due to the Kansas injury. It's due to Dylan Gabriel being back. There's a lot of stuff that factors into that line. Like I said, a lot of money going in onto Auburn to cover the 14.5. That's actually been bet up to 15. There's a lot of money going in on Virginia Tech to cover as well, which I like. I like Virginia Tech covering against Miami. I mean, their rush defense was horrible. And yeah, I love the over 46 in that game. I just, it's just such a small number for a game that could be competitive. I don't know. Oklahoma State, Dallas, Bama. I'm not sure what that means, man. Buffalo, Massachusetts versus UMass. A lot of money going in on UMass. Which kind of surprised... Well, it's kind of a public thing. Most of the public likes Buffalo. And I would agree with the public on that. I think Buffalo might have been minus 16 earlier in the week. What did I say they were at? Dude, all of these things just blend together. I can't even go to the friggin' right. I mean, what even is this? Do I even... It's got to be down here somewhere. What did I say, Buffalo? Oh, they were 16.5. So this... Oh, it was minus 25? Jesus Christ, man. I thought it was minus 23 this whole time. So this line got bet up to 6. This line's at 13.5. This line, I think, went down. This line went up or went down to 51. They need to stop. Temple needs to be stopped here, man. You got to get a quick touchdown. If you're up 28-10 or 31-10 at half, it's certainly doable. But you got to get some stops right now, UCF. North Carolina's been bet up to 7, which doesn't surprise me. BYU and Arkansas, yeah, I was hoping that KJ Jefferson was not going to play. Arkansas has a horrible run defense. BYU's due for a win. Taking the under in our Penn State game. You know, I don't really... Listen, I think it's a situation where it's a game that's played at noon. So... I don't know, man. It just seems like Sean Clifford, J.J. McCarthy, we're looking at a lower scoring game. But it isn't that high of a number. I mean, 52.5, whatever it is. That's what it's been bet to. I mean, I don't think it's that high of a number. We'll see what happens. Most of the public is on the under as well. Now, obviously, the public is wrong basically 50%, actually more than 50% of the time. Otherwise, Vegas would not make anything. But look at this. So much money on California. That's one of the things that a lot of people have been doing. It's just, it's betting against historically bad teams. And honestly, this year, it really hasn't worked out that well. I mean, like the game last week, the Hawaii game last week, we were all in on San Diego State minus the 20. What a complete... The real play in that game was the under. The real play was the under. I mean, you can't predict Hawaii to cover a spread. St. Nick and Bama runs the ball down the throat of Tennessee just like Pitt did. I mean, possibly. I would have to go back and look at Pittsburgh's rushing yards in that game. I forget what they did. I know that was a game that went to overtime. I do know that. But it was also on the road for Tennessee. But I do agree Alabama's going to run the ball a ton. Even if Bryce Young is playing. This is a game where Harbaugh isn't going to take his foot off the brakes in the second half. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, it could be a close game. I honestly don't think Michigan's going to blow them out, but I do think Michigan's going to win. Both of those teams, if you actually look at the strength of schedule of Penn State and Michigan, very low, very low. Because Penn State's big win against Auburn, I mean, is that really a big win now? So it's like I was wondering why that game was so hard to predict, and it's like Michigan hasn't faced anyone. Their hardest game was a home game versus Maryland, and Penn State hasn't faced anyone. So it's like it's obvious why that game is hard to predict. No way I bet Bama and Tennessee unless I know if I think Bryce is in. I would be very surprised if he didn't play. I think the strategy was he probably could have played last week, but Saban knew, they're 24-point favorites. There's no sense in running him out there, possibly re-injuring himself and missing the huge Tennessee game. That's my train of thought. That's just my speculation on it, because there were rumors last week that he was a game-time decision. So if he's a game-time decision last week and he doesn't play, you would have to figure, it's not like they ruled him out last week and they're like, there's no chance. He almost played last week. So this week, getting another week of rest, another week of healing. I don't know what his injury is exactly. I think it's a pain tolerance thing, but I think he's going to be out there. They'll give him some type of shot and do something like that. I feel like the media is sleeping on Tennessee's defense. The only bad ranking for Tennessee defense is pass defense. There, yeah, no, I was reading that Tennessee has a really good front seven. A&M Alabama game was primetime when you have bigger games this week. So that was made in the preseason. The A&M Alabama primetime. The deal that CBS has right now with the SEC is they get one 8:30 game or one primetime game a year. And that was the whole Jimbo versus Nick Saban rivalry that we saw in the offseason. and obviously they completely butchered it. I mean, the game was good, I guess. It was 24-20. But this game, if they make this game at 8 o'clock, it would get way better ratings. But honestly, I kind of like that this massive game is being played at 3:30. I like it personally. Just my opinion. Any update on Larry? You know what, man? We can Google that right now. There's no sense in me doing some bullshit speculation. We'll just look it up. It says 14 hours ago his status is uncertain. Devin Leary gets vague injury update. So, guys, this is the issue. Here it is right here. The problem with college injuries. This is the problem. This is the problem with the college injuries. They don't tell us anything. And the only hope we can get is maybe an update tomorrow, but I would guess is UCF is getting it back at their own 30 in this. Okay, so this is looking better now. It's looking a little bit better for us here with this UCF game, but our only hope with an injury update on Devin Leary, I would say it's probably like 9 a.m. on Saturday. That's what I would say. I mean, it's ridiculous. After that Maryland game, Penn State will force Michigan to pass. Yeah, they're going to try and shut down Corum, I'm sure, make the young, inexperienced quarterback beat you, but the positive for J.J. McCarthy, they do have some receivers. Ronnie Bell is a good player. I still like A.J. Henning, the young kind of slot guy. Well, I don't think he's young anymore, but and they also do have Cornelius Johnson, who's kind of like a veteran. So, I'm guessing lower scoring game that gets decided at the end. That's what I'm guessing. And it's a total swing game in the Big Ten. I was just trying to think to myself, why is the Penn State Michigan game getting no hype? I mean, it just feels like nobody's talking about it, and I think it's because the game's at noon. I've got a feeling that Bryce Young will be on his back a lot. Well, they don't want that. They do not want Bryce Young on his back, Alabama, with his injury concern. Yeah, look at this post from College Football, their Reddit page. Alabama and Tennessee could play each other 3 times this year. And then it's a whole explanation about how if Tennessee beats Alabama, then they face off in the conference championship, then they face off in the playoffs, when in reality, Alabama's probably just going to beat Tennessee by 20 points this week, and we're never going to talk about this. I'm kidding, but it almost feels like that's what's going to happen. When and how did UGA establish its dominance so firmly and quickly? The top 3 talent versus the rest of college football. What is this? Are they talking about Georgia's talent? Yeah, Georgia's really talented. How convinced are you of the Titanic Olympic swap? No, it's not, that's not a thing. I'm opposed to it. Why would you say unconvinced? You're in a Titanic subreddit and you don't know that that's a false theory? It's provably false. It is provably false. Pac-12 power rankings for week 6. All right, well, look at this. USC, UCLA, Oregon. I think the Pac-12 is surprisingly decent. It's the problem is it just falls off the table. Like, USC is good this year. UCLA is solid. Oregon is solid. Utah to me is still a really good team. But then it does kind of fall off the table. I mean, Washington State, okay. Oregon State, Washington, Cal, Arizona State, Arizona, Stanford, College. Yeah, I mean, it's a conference that seems to maybe have improved a little bit. Maybe it's improved. Bama has looked very vulnerable this year. Yeah, they have. That's why I don't trust them. That's why I don't trust Alabama at this point, man. "14 years ago on this day, Dabo Swinney named head coach." There was no hype around Dabo Swinney, man. I mean, there was just nothing. Michigan played. Did I say they played someone else? I'm sorry. LSU won't succeed under Brian Kelly. Dude, I literally said the second LSU hired Brian Kelly that it was not going to work out. It's a horrible It just does not fit. Brian Kelly and LSU, I mean, look at the train wreck it already is this year. And it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. The nation wants Tennessee to beat Alabama, but it's not going to happen. Nick Saban is 17-1 versus Tennessee and has won 15 straight games. That just tells me that Tennessee's due. I mean, obviously the nation wants Alabama to lose. They freaking have owned college football for a decade. What do you expect? Oh, here's a game thread for the UCF game. I can't believe how bad Oklahoma is, man. Oklahoma's got to be, oh yeah, this thing, they send fish through a tube to pass over dams. Oh, it's something that's interesting, I guess. I guess fish get stuck in dams or something, or it takes them weeks to pass. I don't know. Let's go back to... See, and then I have all this stuff pulled up. Let's go back to this and look at some of these. Look at this. Oh, that's the money line. I was going to say 99%. Yeah, there's no value on Alabama money line, minus 278. Oh, man. Thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Great channel, DG. Although you shouldn't be depressed about your picks this year. Baylor up 10-7. Yeah, you know, the picks have been inconsistent. Guys, you have to understand with the picks. I'm putting them out on, Monday. So I'm at a disadvantage if we're being honest. The reason I put them out on Monday is due to just so they get more traffic. You know, when you make a video, especially a video that's specific to a week, and it can be... you're trying to maximize its viewership. That's why all my next week's picks go out on the Monday. In a perfect world, I'd probably put them out Wednesday or Thursday, but I do appreciate that, sir. Yes, it's been an interesting year. Baylor is up 10-7 right now. We will take a look at that. That's worth about what is that worth? 2 gallons of gas at this point. I'm just kidding. In Ohio, I think gas is like maybe $3.90 or something. Baylor is up 16-7. Amazing, guys. I said Baylor on the money line. I said to live bet them. And right now, actually, the over looks really good in this game for Baylor. This is on FS. I could go to this game. 3rd and 13. Jesus Christ, man. Boy, you think UCF would be able to move the ball here. This is a big down right here for UCF. UCF with a 3rd and 13. That's got to be a penalty. No, there was no way. There was no way. Disagree with the exception of week 4. You've been on the winning side. Yeah, week 1 was pretty brutal for me too. Week 1 is miserable though. But I'm starting to wonder if I'm picking too many games. Like, should I cut it down to 10 picks? But it just seems like, I mean, if I'm making these picks on Monday, it feels just like throw a dart, man. They're so miserable to pick. I would say if I could change any of these picks right now, I would have to look at this. I mean, I still love this under. I like this under. I like Washington State. I still like Notre Dame. I mean, I would love the Kentucky +7 with their quarterback playing. I like the under. I like the over. This over is 51 now. Rice FAU, that was just a gut. I love this over. I probably would change this one. I don't know. Everybody is on Eastern Michigan. Everyone. Northern Illinois +2.5. So I guess I probably wouldn't change much of anything. I mean, UCF it's just a tough ask, minus the 25. Minnesota, I like. Central Michigan, I like. The over on this is iffy. I probably should have went. Originally, I had gone Bowling Green +7, but I changed it to over. The under on this, I mean, we'll see. Buffalo minus 16, that's fine. North Carolina's fine. BYU, I probably would change. Western Michigan's a great pick. Western Michigan might be the bet of the week on the money line. But they're actually 1.5-point underdogs now, I think. Thoughts on upgrading to Amazon Prime? We have Amazon Prime. We've had it for multiple years now. So, I can go to the NFL. The NFL game's not on yet. But, guys, the NFL game, it's just brutal. I think the money for the NFL game is on, if I had to guess, it would probably be on Chicago because people love betting on the home team. Yeah, it's slightly on Chicago. The under is being pounded right now at an 84% clip rate. But it's a toss-up. It's only 63%. There's some interesting stuff. I'm not going to sit here and analyze the NFL games, though, because I know, it's more of a college thing. Carolina getting a ton of money, plus 10, even with their backup quarterback. People just hate the Rams this year, man. They hate the Rams. The Jets getting money. Oh, that's interesting. I was hearing that people were in on the Packers, but I guess not. But there was a crazy game down here. I don't know. I'm going to look for it. Maryland getting 85% minus 11.5. It's going to be yeah, dude. I think parity is one of the most underrated things, especially in the MAC games. You can run the MAC games with just parity. Basically, all you have to do is just, every week with the MAC, there's potential parity in that conference. It's just crazy because they're all the same talent level. All right, so this obviously, Akron sucks. That's not a parity game. Honestly, I could see Bowling Green winning this game outright, but I certainly like them plus 7. This is not a conference game. This is not a conference game. This would be a parity game. What has Eastern Michigan done that people like them? Oh, I guess they crushed Western Michigan. But they barely beat UMass. They got annihilated by Buffalo. They freaking beat Arizona State. That was the Herm Edwards situation. The Herm Edwards situation was so sad. They hated Herm Edwards so much, they started leaking the playbook to the opposing team so he would get fired faster. Kent State, Toledo. Yeah, Toledo's a good team. And then this is probably the parity game of the week, I would say. Western Michigan over Ohio. Both of these teams go to 3-4 if Western Michigan wins. There are examples. You go back, I think there were 2 examples last week. Well, not this game, but we all knew Buffalo was going to win. We all knew Ohio was going to win. I thought this game had a chance at being a parity, but Ball State won it. This was the major parity game. I believe everyone... Yeah, all the models said to take Miami plus 7 and to win outright, and they actually did. That was what that was. Dude, I can't believe that freaking Temple. That's the problem with taking these major spreads, man. It's a big issue. It's a big issue with taking the. I can't believe Temple scored 10 points. I can't believe that. The NFL game. Washington, a 1-point favorite. 38.5. That's got to be the lowest over-under, I'm guessing, for the NFL. Oh, man, that's a free play. Dude, I hate free plays. The one thing you hate is when you're rooting for a team and they jump off sides, but then they still give them the play. It's like the Aaron Rodgers thing. Took Northern Illinois money line. Yeah, I think we're on an island. NFL is impossible to predict and win. Yeah, dude, NFL is brutal. NFL is just miserable. You wouldn't even believe how bad it is. I think it is. I think I already did do my. This. So the Democrat that's running in Pennsylvania. Dude, you guys should see his interview he just gave. He can't even answer questions. He has to read. They're giving him the question, and he's reading it off of a teleprompter to answer him because he suffered a stroke or something. What are we doing? But the NFL games, I can go to the forecasts. Oh, they have all this crap listed. Man, The Elo thing is so horrible. Guy, what is this? Like, they have the Ravens -2.5. All right, the Bengals -1.5. The Colts -4. I agree with that. I think the Colts are covering. Vikings -5.5. I don't know, man. Browns -1. I think the Browns win. Packers -7.5. Bucks -7. 49ers minus. Pick'em, Bucks, Chiefs. I mean, they're all relatively the same. They actually, I believe 538 has a college thing. If we can go to that. I don't know how you get to that. Oh, I think you click on college football. This is like the only way to get to it. So they actually have Ohio State as the highest % chance to make the playoff. Don't, yeah. Yeah, I mean, dude, we're going to see how that situation gets solved. That's crazy with the fact. I mean, that is one of their employees. It's going to be hilarious what happens with that. Eastern Michigan MAC champs. They are 4-2. You know what? I think Toledo's winning the map this year. NFL is grown men trying to decide if they want to play week to week. Well, it's also the NFL is also a situation where they're all professionals. So there's just so much. It's just such a question mark, man. On a 2nd and 14, really? Like, look at this ELO system. They've got USC at 25. You've got to change your metrics, man. Listen, I don't like USC. I know they've gotten lucky. You can't have them at 25. You have them at 25. It's crazy. FPI has Texas at 4. I mean, yeah, it is. It's because they lost that close game. That's why. You lose a close game to Alabama. You have an injury to a quarterback. They're still going to be ranked that high. But Ohio State, I think, is the best team right now. Like, if you look at this is a site that this is a ratings that I really value. Here, we're going to have to, if I can zoom this in. How do you zoom this in? This is a rating system that I really value, and it's got Ohio State barely over Alabama, but you can see Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia, and it does have Texas at number 4. They've got the 11th strength of schedule. That's the major issue with Michigan right now. They've got the 111th strength of schedule. Penn State, it says they have the 70th. But yeah, Michigan just has a horrible strength of schedule. Minnesota also has a horrible strength of schedule. So does UCLA. So, like, you're seeing teams. I wonder what Syracuse is. Is Syracuse inside the top 25 of this? I would guess they probably wouldn't be. Am I missing Syracuse? Did I miss Syracuse here? I might have missed them. Where is Syracuse? Is Syracuse in the top 10 of this? Where did they not have Syracuse ranked? This is weird. Oh my God, they're 52nd. Jesus, man. Miami is higher? How much pressure is on Ohio State? Yeah, Ohio State. It's put up or shut up with Ohio State, man. They got to win the title. They have to. You know, it's like, my God, how many years are we going to go through this? You know, with Justin Fields and now Stroud, you've got to win one. You have to win one. You know, all these other teams. I got Penn State on the upset. Certainly it could happen. Penn State, my main issue with Penn State right now is the situation with Sean Clifford. Can Sean Clifford really win a game like that on the road? When Bryce Young gets back, Alabama will win it all. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and bet against Alabama. I'm still concerned about their receivers, but it's all relative. I mean, their receivers are all like 4 and 5 star players. They just got to start getting open. So I'm guessing they will get open, but Clemson overrated. Yeah, I agree. I think I'm out on Clemson, man. I am. I think Clemson should be in front of Michigan, though, just because Michigan's played no one. But, I say that if Michigan wins this week, I would have Michigan pass Clemson, obviously. if Michigan beats Penn State. The only reason I have Clemson above Michigan right now, or I would have them, is because of the schedule for Michigan, which is just terrible. Yeah, why is NC State underdogs to Syracuse? Quarterback question mark. They don't know if their starting quarterback's going to play. I'm a Tennessee fan, and I'm so terrified for this game. Honestly, man, you shouldn't be terrified. That's gonna be the best atmosphere in Tennessee in that stadium in so long, dude. You should enjoy that. Obviously, you want your team to win, and it's a major breakthrough opportunity. But even just like the pregame should be so unbelievable at Tennessee. I think C.J. Stroud should be at least do one QB sneak a game. I mean, it's a major issue with Ohio State. On those third and shorts, I agree. It's just, he really hasn't needed to run this year, C.J. Stroud. But on like 3rd and 1, I don't understand why you can't just make sure you get the first down. Just do a really fast QB sneak. Go up to the line really quickly and do a QB sneak. Oh, almost an interception. Let me check on that Baylor game. Check on that Baylor game. Baylor football. It's so obvious. It almost slaps you in the face. Baylor. Oh, a 3rd and goal. Boy, you got to hold them to a field goal here. Their QB is 8 of 11 for 185. Baylor's quarterback. Baylor coming off a bye. They're coming off a bye. So you would think that it would be a good position for Baylor. Boy, they need to stop Temple on this 3rd and 12. You got to stop them here. This is shot. Oh my God, you're allowing an easy completion. 17. Okay, so they held him to a field goal. That's all you needed to do, especially if you've got Baylor -3. They're encouraging people to come and stand outside the stadium here in Knoxville. LMAO, I'm scared. But yeah, definitely, dude. It's going to be a huge game there. Could you imagine if that was an 8 o'clock game? Oh, dude, you know what we've had to deal with in the Big Ten? This horrible thing with where they put all the big games on noon. Like, Michigan, dude, why is this game on at noon? It's so dumb. I mean, what even are the 7:30 games? Like, that Michigan game should be on at 7:30. I'm sorry. It has to, I guess Clemson, Florida State is okay. USC, okay, there are some good late games. I'll be honest, there are. San Jose State. I'm rooting for San Jose State to go undefeated. Guys, the dream for San Jose State to go undefeated is alive and well. Take a look at their schedule. At Fresno State. That's a 10:45 game. Jesus, man. They play these games just so late. So late. I think next season Ohio State will be screwed. Yeah, dude, I do not. Listen, you don't want to overreact to Kyle McCord, but he has shown nothing. Oh, they're trying to trick play with a receiver throwing, and he throws out of bounds. Kyle McCord hasn't proven anything, in my opinion. Yeah, no, I agree, Travis. I mean, listen, I like the 3:30 slot for a solid game. But if you're playing a top 10 matchup, man, I mean, but I would say you're lucky you don't have to deal with big noon. You're lucky you don't have to deal with what we have to deal with. Because we have every big game on at noon. It's a joke. Does Marshall losing yesterday do anything to Notre Dame? I don't think so, Lewis. I don't think so. I think people are going to say whatever they want about Notre Dame. Listen, Notre Dame's a polarizing team, but we all know the casual fans overreacted when they lost to Marshall. When you actually look at Notre Dame, they shut down Ohio State's offense. Yes, they lost to Marshall. Then they beat California. They shut them down. It was not a great game, but they still won. They beat a very solid North Carolina team on the road, and then they easily beat BYU and completely controlled that game. So I think Notre Dame is really underrated right now, and I'm not just saying that because Ohio State beat them and that'd be a big win for us. I'm not doing that. I'm being I'm being honest. the Sharks. Penn State whiteout is against Minnesota. I know, man. Penn State, you want to know why? It's because of Big Noon. Big Noon said, listen, Penn State, the Ohio State game is on at noon. So you can do your whiteout, but it's going to be at noon. And Penn State's like, F off, I'm not doing that. Our whiteout needs to be at night. And I mean, Minnesota's pretty good. As long as Minnesota beats Illinois, the whiteout game will at least be semi-meaningful for Penn State. But could you imagine if Minnesota loses and they're unranked and that's your whiteout game? They blew their whiteout game last year versus Auburn. I mean, I don't know why they're picking these whiteout games, but the reason it's not Ohio State this year is because Fox said, we have the rights to the Ohio State-Penn State game. It's going to be a big noon game. Everybody knows it. I mean, you can look at Ohio State's schedule. I think Ohio State's going to be on the noon game 4 out of the next 6 weeks, honestly, because the Iowa game is also on big noon because that's such a big game. It's only going to be a 30-point spread. Why are you so negative? I don't know, man. I apologize for that. Who do you actually root for? I watch it. Dude, honestly, at this point, I'm just more of I call myself just a general fan. I'm just more of a general. You know, I used to root for certain teams, but now it's kind of just more of just a fan in general. I've moved to more, because I'm trying to be less biased towards teams and things like that. But there is certain situations where I still need to do a better job, like the Oregon situation. 17-17. Are you kidding me? How is that possible? How is that possible? Maybe it's not updating, but all right, man, how is UCF allowing these things? That's a nice return by UCF. I took the -17 on Notre Dame. Yeah, no, I like Notre Dame. I mean, I believe that Notre Dame should thrash Stanford this week. Do you think SMU covers against? Yes. A lot of smart people are picking SMU to cover that game. 12.5, I think. Yeah, I would pick SMU. Oh, dude, that is horrible for Baylor. How is their quarterback is 9-12 for 231? Boy, I want to see the yardage in this game. Look at the yardage disparity. Wow. Baylor's on pace for 500 yards. Like 550, honestly. We really need a quick UCF touchdown. Oh, the Bears game has started. The Bears-Commanders game. I wanted to stream until that game, so. But yeah, let's take a look at this. What is this, dude? So a scoop and score. A freaking scoop and score happens. Can Tennessee really pull it off? I may stay away from the game. Hard to go against Bama. Yeah, there's no sense in forcing it. You don't want to force a game. It does seem like Tennessee would be good value right now. It does. But that's me even knowing that I'm projecting Bryce Young to play. I would be shocked if Bryce Young didn't play. Now, will the injury possibly do something to him? I don't know. Will he be limited at all? That's the question. What do you think are the top team's biggest weaknesses, and can they be fixed? Bama, Georgia, Buckeyes. Alabama, in my opinion, is definitely the passing game with the receiver separation. That is their biggest issue. That was a major issue against Texas. That's why they should have lost to Texas, but that can certainly be fixed. They've got the talent. Georgia's, I think their issue cannot be fixed. I think they have a major problem with their offense overall with Stetson Bennett throwing the ball. And also, I know they've had more success recently running, but I think that Georgia offense is really going to hold them back. Their defense is a solid. They're always going to be really good. They recruit so well on defense. I think Georgia's not making the playoff. And then Ohio State, they've got a big secondary issue with the cornerbacks. And I think it's more of a technique thing. It's not like the guys are getting beat. They're just not looking for the ball, things like that. That can be helped with a really good pass rush, the secondary problem. Because if you're getting to the quarterback, you're forcing him to throw earlier. That's how that can be helped. So that's what I would say on that, on all those three teams. So we've got a first. Okay, this is great news for UCF. If UCF can get up to 28-13 at the half, that's a 15-point. That we will take that, and we've got a 1st and goal now. Hopefully UCF can score. The over is looking phenomenal, and they were in on the over. Yes, a lot of smart people were saying to bet the over on that game. Both of these games look like they're going to go over. Both of them. I love food, but I don't like you. What a name that is. Oh, man. What game did you bet, man? That's a great username. A throwback to a big boy lineman. Oh, he didn't get in. He was close. They almost got a lineman a touchdown. Ohio State does look super strong. Yeah, we're going to have to see with Ohio State. They really haven't faced anyone. I mean, guys, I warned people last week was going to be ugly. Michigan State can't cover anyone, and now you're facing the best passing team in college football. Honestly, I think, like I said, that was best case scenario for Michigan State, losing 49-20. Best case scenario. All right, we've got a 1st and goal from the 1. Quickly pound this in and then get the ball back. Yep, there it is right there. UCF up by 8 right now, possibly getting the ball back before half. If they go up 28-13 at half, we're going to get some live odds right now. We're going to see some odds on this. Where would you rank? Oh, that's a good question. That is a good question. SEC football. I would have to look and listen. It depends how they win. Right? Like how do they beat? Is it a walk-off field goal? Is it a commanding game? Is it a 7-point win? But, I mean, I would say, minimum, listen, like, I guess top 3, they would have to go that high. I hate everyone, but I like food. It does make sense. It does. What is the point of bowl games if players skip them? The Rose Bowl used to be such an impressive feat. Daniel, listen, you're preaching to the choir. Why do this is why we want the playoff expanded, so the bowl games become meaningful. At least the New Year's 6 games become meaningful. I mean, I think Garrett Wilson and Olave both sat out last year of the Rose Bowl. Like, we can't have that, man. I'm sorry. We can't have that. We've got a 0-0 game. The over-under in this game's already down. Washington, 2.5. Washington must be driving. Baylor, oh my goodness, this is a shootout. Baylor back up 24-17. Central Florida is looking strong as 20.5-point favorites. This Baylor team, what are they doing on offense? Oh my God. Baylor is just throwing it everywhere right now. Holy crap. 333 in the first half. And the only reason this is a game is due to turnover luck. Disgusting. Yeah, TD Baylor. Baylor is humming right now. Guys, I looked at Baylor's schedule. It looks amazing. I think Baylor could win at least. They could at least get, I would say, to 9 wins. 9-3. They got to win these games, obviously. They got to win this game. What's your late dinner? Dude, I'm probably not even going to eat anything after this, honestly. I notice when you pick parody games, you win a high percentage. That's an astute observation. Yes. I love the parody games, man. I might have messed up this week with Northern Illinois, but you have to trust the parody. Trust the parody. Cereal, eggs, and bacon. What, is that what you eat? That's a weird combination, man. You mix it all up together. You mix Cheerios with eggs. I played a teaser. On these games, you played a teaser? I hope you took Baylor and UCF. What will be more impressive, Penn State winning or Tennessee winning? Tennessee, man. Tennessee. Unless Bryce Young doesn't play. You're right. You have to preface it by saying that. What type of PC do you have? It's just, I believe it is $1,000 HP PC. I really don't need, I mean, there's way more expensive ones, but I just had to get something that would run and allow me to stream well, basically. So that's why I decided to get this. I should have got a new computer a long time ago. It's like you need so much shit, though, for this stuff, man. It's crazy. I mean, you try and go out and get a new camera. It's like, you want a new camera? It's going to be $600 or $700. Like, if you actually want a camera, you can get a shitty one for $100, or $300. But if you actually want a camera like that you can use and you can record in 4K, you're paying $600 or $700. I still got to buy a new Xbox for $500. It's good enough. Yeah, no, certainly at this point for me. It's not like I can drop $2,500 on a fucking computer. On a parlay, what's the best amount of legs to play? 1. Dude, I've always thought of doing parlays and just getting so much money to where I could bet 1,000 and just win like a free $500 every week. But I never did it. Like, the idea of just parlaying like 5 heavy favorites and just, do people actually do that? Like, is that even a thing where you just moneyline parlay? Like, I'll explain exactly what it would be. It's almost like free money, but they still tax you for it because, I mean, if you put your money into any of this shit, they know how much money you're winning. That's what sucks. Like, look at this. I mean, I wouldn't even want to risk it on Ole Miss. Like, Central Michigan, Texas. Like, well, you guys aren't going to be able to see the fucking thing because it's on the right side, but could you imagine someone just doing that every week and you could win like a free $1,000 just on free money? Just free money. Like, there's no way these teams are going to lose. Of course, they could lose because it's college football. Boy, this would be a big stop for UCF. PlayStation. Dude, you want to know something funny? I was up at, about the PlayStation 5s. I was up at Best Buy doing a return, and the dude there, they have this big vault where they keep their, like, expensive consoles, and there were 5 PS5s, and he was just like, I was like, do you have any Xbox Series X? And he's like, no, we have 5, like, he showed me, like, the 5 PS5s, and he's like, yeah, these will be gone in an hour. He says literally people, they pay retail price and then they sell them just on eBay. You can get a free $500. I was tempted to buy the motherfuckers, but I didn't do it. I mean, but could you imagine just buying a PS5 like for $500 and then selling it same day for $1,000 on eBay? I mean, you got to pay a bunch of fees and stuff, but it was funny. There were literally 5 PS5s when I went, and he's like, yeah, those will be gone in an hour. You have Leech's resellers that literally just buy them from retail and immediately list them on eBay. That's what they do. When Saban leaves, will Bama still be a dynasty? I mean, I would say they're going to be less. They're going to be less than what they've been. It's impossible to maintain that. It's impossible. There's no way. 1st and 23. What the hell? 1st and 23 for Temple. That's a new one for me. 1st and 23. Oh, nice. Baylor got him to punt. Baylor getting the ball back. Boy, come on. You're letting them waste the time here. You need to get if UCF needs at least a field goal. Ohio State tickets are... Dude, you should have seen the Ohio State tickets last year. They couldn't give those things away, man. The Ohio State tickets for their games last year, the early season games, they were rough. After they lost to Oregon, those things had... I mean, they couldn't even sell them out. All right, this is a huge down. 3rd and 13 right now. Huge down for this spread. You need a turnover. You need a punt. Quickly. There's 4 minutes, 20 seconds left. Oh, we got preseason NBA action going on. Guys, you know when those random teams face NBA teams? 4th and 7. Okay, guys, look at this. Look at this. I don't know if there's any games. No, there's not any games tonight. God damn it. Wait, let's see if we can find one. Nope. Sometimes they have them. Nope. Nope. I'm trying to find it. 144 to 97. They're facing a D3 school. Look at that. 40 points, one rebound. Did this dude just chuck up 50 shots? I mean, how does this... No, he was freaking 15 of 26. Who is this team? Who is this team? If you take your parlay picks and just bet individual games by the points that you recommend, you will win big. Just bet the individual games. Dude, honestly, my parlay picks have been real bad. I'm not going to lie. I appreciate it, though. I really do. This is going to help me, with the gas and things like that. We're shrimping here. I've got no money. I've lost all my money. Amazon took all my money. I think Northern Illinois is due for a win this weekend. No, absolutely. That's a parody game, man. But even though they're all saying no, I have two mouses. I'm trying to use this one mouse, but I keep thinking it's the other one. So when I use it, it's not working. So I have to use, let me just make sure. So that Northern Illinois game, if we actually look at it, it's really like three of us against everyone else. Dude, what? That can't be right. 99% of the cash, that's got to be a glitch. How is that even possible? Is Northern Illinois, did their quarterback's head get decapitated? That something must have happened. I saw that. Wait, who the Suns? Yeah, you're right. The 36ers. It's a knockoff team. Oh my God. The 36ers. What a win. Amazing. I saw that, man. Yeah. Do you take Duke or North Carolina? I like North Carolina, man. Oh, this is great news for UCF. UCF football, believe in them. You got to give me that. You got to give me an update on this. It's got to be back to minus 23. What is the live odds on this now? What is going on with the Commanders game? That's what I want to know. It's still 0-0. Disgusting football being played, folks. 21 and minus 21. Any update on the government banning your parlay videos? Well, yeah, I actually got an email today from the Prime Minister of Somalia, who gave me a cease and desist letter. Oh, look at this. Look at this. UCF is into the end zone, and they still have one timeout. Maybe they can get the ball back. You give me an update on that. They're minus 24, so they're getting back into it. They're going to cover the 25. They're going to come back and cover the 25. UCF football, it's so inspiring for all of us. Yeah, I know the Suns. No, the Suns are a good team, certainly, but that was funny that they lost to them. I mean, how do you? It's just such a knockoff brand. It's the 30. It's such a knockoff brand. I saw your vid of college basketball expansion. A 1 in 19, dude. There would be a. I honestly think there would be like a team that was 9 and 18 from like a good conference get put into the tournament. I seriously think that. This is for the one game, college or NFL. Good luck, made me coin. Which game are you talking about, man? I appreciate that. I'm gonna have to use this to bet on some type of parlay, and I'll tell you how it went. I'll try and pull a rabbit out of my ass here with it. I will try and invest it into cryptocurrency. 36ers take it all this year. Yeah, that was a nice one, man. I appreciate that, seriously. That is, you know, really, I really am somehow getting by right now in terms of the ad revenue and things like that, but I do appreciate it. Kyler Murray, player of the week after this Sunday. Kyler Murray, Kyler Murray against, what a random thing to say. It's just random. No, I mean, Kyler Murray, I guess maybe against Seattle. I was trying to think, like, do they play in primetime or something? No, it's just a game against Seattle, but all right, man. Damn, the Bears uniforms. All right. Are they wearing, I'm guessing they're wearing the dark blue and like weird ass orange. That's what I'm guessing. I haven't seen the game, but I'm just guessing. We're gonna stop this once the UCF game gets to half. So this is down to minus 25.5. So it's back on schedule. Yeah, UCF is covering easily. Even allowing the 13 points to Temple, they're still, this is exactly what you wanted to happen. Just don't allow a late field goal. Don't allow a late field goal. Baylor is going to cover. We all knew that. I think Chicago is driving. If they're minus 3.5, they've got to be driving. Nope. That's going to be 3rd and 5. UCF has a timeout left. Buy it for cheap, sell it for more. Yeah, Elon Musk, how about buying Twitter? They made him buy Twitter. With about 20% of the profiles are bots apparently on Twitter, but they still made him buy it. How do you feel about Devontae Adams shoving the cameraman down? You know, when I first saw that, it was, I thought it looked pretty bad, but then you watch the one angle of it. No, I think Devontae Adams should go to jail for multiple years, honestly. That is disgusting. No, but seriously, when you think about it, oh, this is great. Temple is screwing themselves. Temple is throwing incomplete passes. When you think about it, if Mike Evans gets a 1-game suspension for pushing a player, dude, I think they're going to suspend him for 3 games, or at least 2. Maybe he can appeal it, but, I mean, bro, if you're setting a precedent where Mike Evans pushes an actual player and he gets a game for pushing a player, you push a frickin' just random dude, and then dude, did you see the guy is suing for whiplash? They said he got whiplash. Come on, man. No, I respect it. I respect it. He said he got a headache, and he's suing Devontae Adams for $1 million. All right, they got the ball at their own 34. Thoughts on Ryan Day having the worst dye job in America? Ryan Day is, he's an offensive wizard, but there's a lot of things that Ryan Day, I don't know, man. I like Ryan Day as a coach. But he does, losing to Michigan, certainly. That was an embarrassing game. That was an embarrassing loss. Everyone was embarrassed about that. I would like to see this, I'd like to see UCF getting the ball back again here. This is crazy. Why are you running the ball, though, brother? Don't run the ball with 1 timeout left. Let's get a field goal. Let's get a field goal. Their Bears are wearing orange. Jesus, man. You know, they always do those color rush type things. That's what they do. All right, a first step. All UCF needs right now is a field goal. That's it. That's all UCF needs. Dude, this game is going to go under 10 points. This Washington game, the live under is 31.5. It's going to keep going down. I would bet it down right now. It's just there's no way. UCF, if they're able, don't run. Oh, he was wide open. He throws it. I think that's the Ole Miss transfer. It is Plumlee, the kid from Ole Miss. I mean, I don't even know why I'm on that. But, where was the thing? Oh, I went to this, that's why. Yeah, there's some nice preseason action if you want to watch it. No, the 36ers are not playing. I would love to watch the 36ers play. Oh, a first down. Bowser, the transfer. They got a bunch of transfers on that team. I think they're going to get a field goal out of this. Yeah, they're going to get a field goal. If they have a timeout left from the 39, They're going to go up 31-13 at half. The over's a lock. UCF minus the 25 is a lock. It's not the color rush. I'm not even watching the game, honestly, man. So I don't know, but I do know they do the color rush. Did they stop doing the color rush? They might have stopped doing that. Come on, man. I don't want this to spoil it for me. Because my computer is actually... Oh, my God, it's a 1st and goal. If UCF scores a touchdown here, it's a lock. The 25 is a lock if they score. Call a timeout. Just call a timeout. Just call a timeout. You have 20 seconds left. Why not just call the timeout there? Oh, they're not even running the... No. Wow, they weren't even running the clock. See, what are you doing? It's just horrible clock management. Just horrible. It should have been called immediately. I don't know if you guys are watching this UCF game. I'm sure many people aren't, but... Just horrible clock management. Maybe they can score a touchdown. If they go up 35-13, what is that, a 22? Yeah, that's got to be a cover. Have you ever considered doing a mukbang? When you eat food and stuff like that, who's the one guy? Nick Avocado. Have you guys seen his thumbnails? Oh my God. It is, I don't know who that is. I got to look him up. Trust Chip. Dude, I love Chip Kelly. Are you going to do more recruiting videos? Honestly, man, probably not. I mean, the recruiting is a cesspool. It's like Nick L. I don't know what it is. It might be that. It's like Nico or something. I mean, this is just... Dude, it's shocking. And it Dude, this is what I want to grow up to be like. This is who I aspire to be like. But the one thumbnail. Where's the one thumbnail? He's got like the inhaler or something. Let me see if I can freaking push this. I can't even move this. There we go. Dude, who is this? Yeah, that's an impressive dude. That's a dude who's in good shape. Oh man. Yeah. Amazing. Bama beats Tennessee. You know what? It would be great if Tennessee could win that game. Come on, John. We need a touchdown. Oh. And a touchdown for UCF, and that'll lock in the minus 25 cover, as the live odds are going to be minus 30 when we update this, and the over is, oh my God, you got to update this. No, yep, minus 31. And what do I say? I finally start off the week, like, with my best bets winning. I finally win. It's been so long. It was a lot. It was 25 points. It was a hard road. We all know Minnesota's going to cover. Central Michigan, we think. This game, who knows? This is a great start. First state photos eating pasta. What an interesting individual. I guess if it gets views. I guess if it gets views. But guys, I'm going to end it. Yeah, they are. Thank you, Alexander. They are. I'm pretty confident in most of them. Maybe not so much that Bowling Green over, but I mean, I've got a lot of different picks. Honestly, I got 20 of them again. I mean, I probably should cut it down a little bit, but a lot of these lines are not correct anymore because they've moved. So, like, this line is actually 50, the Air Force UNLV game. I think this is 61.5. I think this is 3.5, so you can actually get better odds on Washington State. This is 17, Notre Dame. This is 4. So the lines do move a little bit. I mean, yeah, it is photoshopped, but I mean, that's the clickbait and stuff. I think it's funny, dude. I mean, unfortunately, the dude's like, he's got major health issues now. He literally sacrificed his personal health to get views. I respect it. Listen, I respect it as a creator, certainly. Sometimes you're gonna, you're basically limiting your life by 20 years, but you're getting more views. It's a commendable thing. It is. But guys, I am gonna end it off there for this live stream. The UCF game is at the half. I do want to quickly look at this just one time. We do have, oh my God, this game. The NFL really has a major issue with this. These games are just horrible. Carson Wentz attempted one pass in the first quarter. How is that even possible? Oh my goodness. Brian Robinson, 4 carries for 11 yards. Absolutely. The parlays, dude, if you're going to win at parlays, they have to be small 100%. It's a fool's game. I think parlays in general are a fool's bet. People ask me all the time, what do you think the best strategy is? I think it's just straight $100 bets on whatever your favorite games are. That's what I would do. But I am interested, guys. The one thing I will be watching this week is to see what the actual record is on this. If this is what this is. Yes, on this. So this is a total of 18 bets. And I will check the record on this and see if there's any correlation. If this goes like 14-4, I think we just hit a... No way Temple just scored a touchdown. That's got to be that's a replay. We just hit a gold mine, guys. If I timed this right with these 18 picks that are totally based off of sharp money, based on what the public's doing versus what the actual professionals are doing, I don't know. More likely than not, this is probably going to go 9-9, just because it's always you never win. You just never win. Will you be live on Saturday? Yeah, hopefully on Saturday. I don't know what time, man. Maybe it'll probably be another afternoon type thing. At least you get 49%. Yeah, unfortunately, with the way they stack the odds, you got to get like, I think around 60% to, 61 or something to break even with the way they rig the odds and stuff. I'm watching this Baylor game, man. I'm surprised at how many points there are scored in this one. There's a lot of people that are going to get cucked by the under in this one, taking the under. Yeah, that game's starting the third quarter. Galvin Holmes, the kid has 4 catches for 157 yards. Baylor's quarterback has 300 passing yards in the first half. Baylor is looking bad? I don't think so. I mean, up by 7, I don't think so, on the road. I mean, the defense, but they gave up a fluke touchdown. I wouldn't really count that, honestly. But yeah, I'll probably be on Saturday. That's probably when, if I am on. I mean, that's gonna be that Alabama-Tennessee game, man. We're all looking forward to it. Also the big noon game. Also the big noon game as well.